Hello again from the allotment, and thank you for clicking on this video. I'm filming from inside my polytunnel today, my little jungle of tomatoes. Today the plan is to carry on with prepping my allotment for winter. Usually around now I basically just cover the plot in black plastic just to suppress the weeds. And that's basically it. I don't usually try and grow anything over winter, partly laziness and also just partly inexperience with doing it. But this year, for the first time, I'm going to try and grow some stuff over winter. So we've got our little netting tunnels, which are already made. So I'm going to plant some stuff under those today, and I'm going to order some fleece off eBay. And last week we just planted green manure around the plot where we're not going to be growing anything. Yeah, I think I've got turnips, broccoli and cabbages. And then in between, I'm just going to plant some like spring onions and some sort of winter salads as well. So that's my plan for my first year growing over winter. But yeah, thanks for clicking on this video and I hope you enjoy. So here's the plants I've got to go in the ground today. I did try and grow some up here a few weeks ago, but they all died. I think it's because if I grow them and leave them up here, I'm just not up the allotment often enough to sort of keep an eye on them. So I do tend to do better when I grow them at home and then sort of transport them all up, especially in winter where I'm just not down here as often. So I think what I'm going to do is do cabbages in the first row with some spinach in between, broccoli in the second row with some radish in between, and then I've got some other random cabbages and broccoli plants and spring onions that I might do in the third row. And then the last row, I think I'm just going to do the turnips and winter salads. So I've done a bit of light weeding here and I've got the cabbages to go in. There is some old straw here, but the straw that we use is from a big muck heap with lots of animal manure and stuff soaked in, so it shouldn't leach too much nitrogen from the ground when it's decomposing. But I've also got a couple bags of really well rotted manure which can go on top for the cabbages. But yeah, here's the cabbages, and then I'm just going to plant some spinach in between. And it says to do them about 24 inches apart, and I've measured my forearm, which is about 15 inches, so I'm going to do about 2 or just under 2 of my forearm apart. I'm not sure if you can tell, but this one I haven't mulched with straw, and there's just so much more weeds. I know with the other beds there were a few sort of like dandelions, you know, like the hardier sort of weeds, but there wasn't really much else. But here there's a lot more, and also the nasturtium flowers I haven't planted this year. This was from 2 years ago. They just sort of crop up everywhere, which is nice because they're cute, but I don't need them everywhere. So I'm just going to do some light weeding, and then along here I'm going to do broccoli and some radish in between. See how I get on. I'm not sure how much space I need. 18 inches to 24. I'll just do my arm. So the last plants I had in here was, gosh, I think it was the chard and the leeks. And I remember saying with the leeks, they look different. I've never grown leeks before, so they didn't look like leeks from the supermarket, just because they didn't have like a long white end. I didn't realise you were meant to earth them up. So in my last video, I harvested them and I was like, I'll just see how they go. They were really, really nice. They were so much tastier than any leek I've ever eaten. They had they tasted like leeks, but they had a really nice garlicky flavour to them, and they smelt really garlicky as well. So even though they didn't have the really long white end, because I wasn't sort of earthing them up and blocking the light out, they were super tasty. About 24 inches apart, my arm's about 15, so I'll go about here. Investigating? Are you wagging your tail? Now don't crush it. Good girl. You can smell it. No, you're not digging it. You're not digging it, girl. Go away. Go on. Right, excuse. Let's cover these back up. Sorry, my camera died, so I'm filming on my phone, so that's pretty much all done. I've planted, off the top of my head, the cabbages, broccoli, turnips, spinach, lettuce and spring onion in the ground. I've mulched around my fruit trees with some manure and straw, and then I've still got some cabbages and lettuce plants left, so once I rip up the tomato plants out of the polytunnel, which I'm not going to do yet because I'm still getting tomatoes from them, then I'll plant them in there. But it's been a really relaxed, quiet day. I've still got quite a lot to do up here, like lots of composting, which I'm just a bit too tired to do today. So I'm going to leave that for another day, and just sort of general tidying up, maybe a bit of mowing if we have a few dry days. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a nice day wherever you are.